It'll be fine. It's a one-off, it'll be fine. So I just f***ed it up. It's just a bit of a pain in the ass. How do we resurrect this plant before it well and truly dies? Firstly, we're going to take all the dead leaves off. Based on this sound, I think I've let it dry out too much. I mean, yeah, this is a really good sign that you've let your leaves dry out too much. This plant likes to be kept moist, likes misting, and it likes a damp soil. However, if it's too moist, you get root rot and that causes more problems. If I'm completely honest, this plant is just a bit of a pain in the arse, but it's so pretty. Especially, well, it's pretty when it's healthy. This is not pretty. I think we're going to take it out of its soil, repot it in a better soil mix, have a look at the roots, see what's going on. Okay, I don't know if I can take all of the blame for this plant not doing so well, because it says it likes a chunky soil mix. This is definitely not a chunky soil mix. As you can see, this is super fine, probably not very well draining. And the roots are all at the bottom and they are a little bit damp, so soil is slightly moist still. Don't know why it always makes my nose itch when I've got soil on my hands. This is the third Pinstripe Calathea. Never know how it's said. I've heard different people say it in different ways. But yeah, this is the third one that I've tried to keep alive. One of my favourites, really pretty, but very sassy, very difficult. I thought I'd figured it all out with the Calatheas. Problem is they don't like tap water. When they have tap water, they go a little bit sad looking, you get little brown spots, and they prefer distilled water, so distilled water they shall have. I think this will be salvageable because the root system is really good. I don't think it needs a bigger pot. I also don't know if they like to be root bound. Pot sizing is still a bit of a mystery. Really nice healthy root system, so the roots don't seem to be the problem. However, I don't think the soil is helping it. I think we can get a better draining chunky soil mix. Can't be the only person that has to smell soil. Move you out the way for a second. Yeah, I think that'll be fine going back in that pot. 11.99, which is really good for that plant if you can keep it alive. If you're constantly buying them at 11.99, it's not that value friendly. Chunky soil mix. Garden Centre has a really, really good selection of houseplants. It's always very tempting. Maybe I should size up. 2 Pinstripe Calatheas like to be pot bound. Upsize by just 1 inch or 2 to avoid drowning the roots in excess soil. Terracotta pots are the MVPs of breathability, letting soil dry efficiently. I don't like terracotta pots. Maybe just less soil. Let's go for it. There's a big old gap in there. Fill the gap. I love repotting until it gets to this part. Okay, we're in. I want to make sure that the roots are the only part that are submerged in the soil. If this part of the plant becomes submerged in the soil and gets wet, then you will definitely get root rot. I'm still getting this, the felt sheety things. I can't think what they're called. I don't like having those in there. So always try and remove those once the plant's big enough. I mean, you're already looking a bit better, if a touch wonky. Let's see if you do any better now. Good luck. A little tip that I've forgotten to do here, when you are stacking pot covers, it's a good idea to put a little bit of cardboard just in there, and then it means you can remove them more easily. So a little bit of cardboard in that gap, then put it together. And also, these aren't even plant pot covers, they are bins from Asda, but I've also used IKEA bins. I do have some IKEA bins as plant pot covers, because when you have this many plant pots, it can be expensive, and especially when you've got big ones. I haven't got any nice plant pot covers for big plants at the moment, but I am planning on, they're not all bins, a lot of them are plant pot covers to be fair, but the plan is to upcycle them and get crafty, make them look pretty. Also, I've only started recently using potting mats. Game changer, love it. Get my little pot cover back. This one has a nice little stand somewhere that it sits in. Bit leany. Here's what it's looking like now. Hopefully we'll have a nice update, and hopefully it's not going to get any worse. Hopefully it's going to get better. Put it in here. Give it a little drink. It's looking really pissed, isn't it? Fingers crossed. Got some water in here with a little bit of fertiliser. Slowly saturate the soil. You want to make sure it's not sitting in water, because that's how you get root rot. And because you're fussy, just put tap water in there. After saying don't use tap water. Okay. It'll be fine. It's a one-off. It'll be fine. This is tap water, and you're thirsty, so you can go in there. This is distilled water. A little bit of tap water is probably not going to it's not going to make it that much worse. They are a bit fussy with the minerals in the tap water, which is why they prefer distilled or bottled. Okay, haven't saturated that much. Put a teeny tiny bit more in and hope that I've not just f***ed it up. We'll see. I'm going to give you a little mist for all the humidity that it likes. I think this is another plant that would grow well in a plant cabinet. In fact, I think it would do much better in a plant cabinet because it would keep the humidity. What I haven't figured out yet is how to have a plant in a little greenhouse without the soil going mouldy. And I think that's down to the soil being too wet, but it also likes a moist soil. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm hoping I haven't just sprayed all the cameras. Cool. Right, you are done.